Here we are. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. I'm live, and we're here at All Decked Out, joined with Bob the Cool from the Flippin' Spuds. How are we today, Bob?
I'm well, mate. Enjoyed a very nice sunny day in Melbourne.
It was a very nice sunny day, 30 degrees. I think there's a bit of rain coming tomorrow afternoon, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they reckon tomorrow's going to turn pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see how we go. How was your day, mate? Did you back a couple of winners? Did you become a millionaire today?
No, I didn't become a millionaire. I started early in the first race because there's a horse there I was interested in, and I well, the wife gave me $50 to spend with. So then I put it on. I put $10 on a horse and it won $60. So we doubled our money. So then we had a bit of playing money for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then joined the Stingray Dog Collective and the betting syndicate there.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few bets on today, and that was up and down a little bit. So we're down a bit now. I think the boys got a few NBA bets on tomorrow, so we'll see how they go.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we come out on top, slightly up. Like I got the betting thing, and I think me and the wife pulled out $75. So we're $25 up. Plus we've still got money sitting in the Stingray Dog.
So something to spend on Oaks Day, mate.
Yep, that's hopefully. There's a few horses there I do like the look of.
Very good, mate. Very good. Well, hopefully everyone won a little bit of money. I certainly did. I had a whole bunch of I reckon it's a couple of between everyone who spent money. I reckon we spent a couple of $100.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like I had a whole bunch of people who just went, oh, can you put some bets on? I'm like, yeah, okay. And I think my brother won. I won. I got a place, but I was down for the day. I
Yep.
lost about $100 for the day. I reckon just under that.
That's not like I got up to $100 and I bought into the Stingray. Then we got up to 100 again, and then we dropped down a little bit, and then the race come again, and then we got back up to $100, and then
Mhm.
yeah, we put a few on another few races after that, and dropped back down again.
Yeah, because I had
up and down.
I had a flutter on the race before the Melbourne Cup, and yeah, that none of that, like just two places, and which I thought, oh look, the odds are decent and the form looks okay, but no, neither one got up. So sadly, yeah, not look, last couple of years I have to admit my Melbourne Cups haven't been flash. I kind of this is why I bet once a year and then feel the sting of losing money for nothing and go, man, that will do me for the year, thanks.
But I did notice from watching the racing for the past 3 or 4 weeks that I did have a bit of an insight, like a bit of a good look at the form to see what was going to do good. I did pick the trifecta, and which was good. I was one horse off picking the first four. I think I picked the fourth one, but if me and the wife got together, we would have picked the first four. She had Very Elegant and Floating Artist, and I had Incentivize and Spanish Mission. So if we joined forces and backed them all, we could have had 5 grand out on top.
Yeah, I thought Incentivize was going to sort of, yeah, I think you're right. It ran wide at the start.
Yeah, I think
for the show.
it ran wide, and then it pushed too much to get to the lead, and it burned too much out. Like it's still came home pretty good. Like for it to almost lead the whole race, and then come home as it did. But I think Very Elegant just had a good run, and then come out around the last bend, and had a lot more in the tank coming down that straight.
Yeah, because it finished very strong. Like
Yeah,
it just ran incentivized down. It just ran it right down, and it was just like shit. It's like damn, it's clipped it, and I was I was kind of hoping, Spanish Mission, and I thought, look, I wouldn't have been disappointed if some of the some roughies come in on third instead of incentivized. I would have been happy.
Well, that's what it is. Like they were my top 3 horses that I picked, but I ended up throwing in about like 4 or 5 other horses in there, and it bring down the percentage of how much we won, just throwing those in. But I was like, if I just listened to myself and backed the 3 that I thought was going to win,
you would have
cleaned up.
You would have cleaned up. Look, it's always the way. And like my wife, halfway through the race, has gone, "Oh, I knew that horse. I was going to put money on it. Always put money on it." I'm like, yeah, whatever, lady.
Well,
Okay, it's easy to tell halfway through the race or after they win.
But before the race, we're talking. Well, me and Haley talking about like it's number 4. It's a good looking horse, like because she really likes the really dark horses that really look like the nice shiny coats.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and her favorite, she's born on the 4th of January, so her favorite number is 4. So I'm like, and I'm like, it's got J Mac on it, like one of the top riders that had come down from Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a day out on Saturday and won a whole bunch of races, and then he run the last race before this one, and then was supposed to be on the favourite for the next one, but I think the horse stood on a nail or something and got ruled out. It was on a $2.80 favourite for race 9.
How the hell does that happen? Like stepping on a nut?
I don't know. Like, maybe because or like the hooves or something.
Yeah, you'd be damn pissed if that had happened.
Yeah,
that's for sure. You know, like it's like what the hell? Why is you know, like why is that? Yeah, that'd piss you off, man. I have to admit that'd upset me pretty badly.
Yep.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome everyone.
Upset.
How are our topics for today?
So today, the first thing I want to kick off with, we talked about keyboards and keyboard switches last week. I know it was something we touched on. And,
yes. Yep.
So I thought I'd sort of give everyone a bit of a rundown on that. So keyboard switches, I guess, you've got 2 types of keyboards. One's membrane. So basically a membrane is just, it's a complete, there's no separation of the keys. It's just a flat membrane that you press a key on it. The keys are separate, but what the switch the key sits on is not. It's a part of one piece that's put together, and when you press the key, which is what I've got, like on my Corsair one, it's a membrane one. You press a key, and there's a little plastic button that presses, and it gives a signal, and it types your letter. Now, obviously, there's good membrane and bad membrane, and I've used bad membranes, and I've got one sitting in the cupboard, which is a wireless one, which is horrendous. Picks up every 3rd or 4th keystroke. Yep. And skips letters, and that's one of the disadvantages. The Corsair one's I've got it's very good. It's much better. Like you can tell.
Marcus Templeman, thanks for the like.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. So yeah, it was. It's so, but it's what, like if you use an office computer, all of those are membrane, but you do find the responsiveness of them is pretty ordinary. I was going to say, mate, you're sitting pretty low there.
Yeah, I was looking. I was looking at the Facebook stream there, and I was like, "Oh, I'll put it up too. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera."
So yeah, mate, you're sitting pretty low there, buddy. just
still a bit low.
Yeah. Keep adjusting.
Yep.
That's a bit better. Yeah, that's about right.
I'm like showing too much in your hairy chest.
So
a bit warm today, so I got the singlet on. Been out in the sun all day too, so I've been working on my tan.
Oh, sun's out, guns out, you reckon, eh?
Yep, yeah.
So yeah, membrane's usually the cheapest option. There's no feel to them. You just press a button and it just types away. The next one is the mechanical keyboard, which is what a lot of gamers know, sort of tend to try and use and all that. And there's a couple of switches in that. So there's what we call a linear switch, a tactile switch, and a clicky switch. So linear switches are the simplest switch. Like you press a button and usually it'll have a sensor underneath it, and it's individual keys. So you press it about sort of about middle way pressed down, it picks up on the input. But, so when you're typing, like if you're a really light typer, like a real light touch typer, it's pretty good because you only have to be halfway down. The clicky switches is what most, sort of, or what I call they're cherry switches. Basically. So Cherry was a German company that was formed in 1963. And basically what they did was that it's the industry standard. No one else uses anything else really besides cherry switches. I mean, there's a couple of knockoffs and stuff that you can find in some of those, weird like MSY keyboards that just they're just nowhere near as good. They don't last as long. They're not responsive. They're terrible. So the MX cherry switches, Cherry for short is what everyone knows them about. Basically 3 or 4 main ones, and that's blue switches, which is those really clicky, loud switches. You can do normal typing on them, but once I've had a keyboard in the office that was a blue click, and it is annoying as hell.
Yep.
Don't recommend it for the office. Like my co-workers just got used to it. Like they kind of, after a while, didn't even hear the noise. But don't recommend. Like it's pure. It is for gaming, and if you like hearing the keyboard noise. Now the only thing is if you're streaming, terrible. Like don't get one of them because everyone will hear your like the clicks really loud as you're playing and stuff like that. So it's not really meant for streaming or for an office. But if you're just gaming, it's good. It's got the most solid feel to it. Then you've got your brown switches. You're still hearing, uh, I guess, the keys clacking, and you can still hear them being pressed. Um, so it's sort of it's much less noisy than a blue. There's also a green switch, and blue and green are very similar. Green's more if you're really heavy type, really hard on your keys. Um,
Yep.
that's more the case, but most of the time, green's pretty. I don't see a lot of green ones in Australia. I don't know, overseas might be different, but most of the times it's blue switches. Um, and brown sounds a lot less. Like there's a lot less sound that comes out of it, and it sounds a little bit more. Sort of it feels it. It's not quite as good for typing either, just because
Yep.
of the response and stuff. And it's what they call a bit more of a tactile switch. So you kind of feel it pressing down, and you feel it when it bumps. Just you feel a kind of bit of a bump when you've actually it's actually typed to it's like use the key. So you then have an MX Black, which is it's a smooth. It's similar to a brown, but it's a little bit. It's just as quiet, but it's a bit more for a heavy typer. And then you've got MX Red, smooth, quiet. If you're a light typer again, or you don't thump your keys again, pretty suitable. You could use that in an office and for gaming or like working from home, which a lot of people are doing at the moment. Um, and then you've got an MX Silent Red. Look, MX Reds and MX Silent Reds are pretty rare. I think you're starting to talk um, some fairly expensive keyboards now. And then cherry, no, I've done cherry brown already. And cherry browns are usually a lot of people would go for the browns because they're good for gaming and they're good for typing. So you can use them for both your office and for home because they're not loud and you can game on them as well,
Yep.
like you do with the red. Look, if people are really interested and want to go in depth, there's a ton of switches. I think there's clears. There was a clear one. There's a ton of them. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But look, the best advice I have is usually like if you go into like Centacom or even JB Hi-Fi, they will have like a little like Corsair thing with like 4 keys on it, and it'll be blue, red, brown, and they'll tell you what type of switches, and it'll say on top, clicky, silent, tactile, and I think something else. And I know Logitech use like a roller type switch, and what that is just it's an optical switch. So what happens is you block the light out. So there's no physical cherry switch. It's I guess Logitech's way of getting around having to pay the cost of using cherry switches. So they kind of came up with their own. And my G910 Orion seems to be happy. Like I'm happy with that. Like it's good for typing. It's like yeah, it's pretty good for typing. It's actually really nice for typing, and it games really well. Like really enjoy playing on that. Certainly much more than I do on the Corsair one because it's just a membrane one. But the membrane one is really nice for typing. Like I could type on it all day. So my advice is if people really want to go and check out, the Corsair stuff or any sort of keyboard, go into the shop and just have a feel. And usually, even on the box, they'll have like you can do the arrows, and it'll give you a feel of what they feel like. So just make sure because remember, you don't want to be buying a ton of keyboards, unlike some idiots I know. To figure it out. Just go and press them and play with them, and then go. Okay, that's good for gaming, but I know that's going to suck if I want to type on it. But this is really good for typing. Yeah, I'm going to get this for typing. So yeah, so that's keyboard switches. Boring as watching paint dry, but it's certainly something I think that people, considering it has such an effect on your gaming enjoyment, or like I used to get really sore wrists and fingers and stuff, and it was usually because I was constantly trying to delete stuff because I thought my typing was terrible until I got keyboards that responded to my typing, and now I'm a lot quicker than what I was and a lot more accurate. And also, just as well as on a side note, backlit keyboards are good as well. Other thing to keep out is how sturdy they are. If they've got like an aluminium support, so if you can flex a keyboard, that's a crap cheap keyboard. But if that keyboard's really solid and doesn't have any flex in it, it means it's good quality, solidly built keyboard. It's probably going to last you a while. And the other thing is, one of the biggest struggles I've had with cheap keyboards, and sometimes it's that old saying, and I remember, sort of tech deals always used to say it: stepping over dollars to pick up cents. It's very true. You might go, oh, I'm going to just buy a $30 keyboard. Oh, that'll do me for work. Tick, 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 tick. But you will find, and I certainly have, because of the amount of typing I do, within 3, 4, 5 months, the letters disappear off the top of the keyboard. I've got a dozen. I think I've still got one in my cupboard. Perfectly good keyboard. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a Logitech keyboard. What's the issue with it? Oh, sorry, Microsoft keyboard. It's not a Logitech. The keys on the keyboard have all rubbed out, whereas I've used my Corsair one and have not faded one bit. Same with my Logitech G910, have not rubbed out. But I have had a number of cheaper keyboards and they rub out, and it pisses you off because you know what the letter is, and usually it'll be A, S, L, and I, because they're usually the most common, especially A and S, are really common letters you use in a ton of words when you're typing. And O is another one, I and O. So two vowels and a consonant. But and yeah. So sometimes but go and pay $100 for a keyboard, but know that you're going to keep it for 3, 4, 5 years. And if you think about it, you go, well, hold on, if I keep $100 keyboard for 3 years, what am I actually paying? Oh, well, actually, I'm paying for $30, so I'm paying $33 a year, which is, when you look at it and go, well, $33 a year, that means I could have bought 3 cheap keyboards, or I could buy one good one and be done with it for 3 years. And I have no doubt that this Corsair is not going to last 3 years. It'll last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, like as long as I want it to last. Like I don't think it's gonna, because it's a membrane keyboard, there's not a lot that can go wrong with it. The Logitech one for my gaming, look, over time I reckon the optical switches will start not quite responding, but again, theoretically there's nothing to wear out, so it shouldn't not last. So we'll see how we go. But when you're looking at a keyboard, don't just look at price. Look at the reviews. That's the other thing. See what other people have experienced. Because if I usually have a bad experience, I'll put it up. I'll just go, this is crap. Don't buy it. We won't talk about crap products. I own one at the moment, and I'm very angry because it's an expensive crap product.
You bought an expensive crap product?
No, I own one. It's called a Mercedes, mate. And
Oh,
let me tell you, it is fucking. All I will say is this: my wife's had an engine light on that car since they changed something on it, and they told me it's timing chains. I said, okay. So Mercedes very nicely came to the party and covered a majority of the cost, and I put my hand in my pocket. And I'm like, you know what, 6-year-old car. I understand it's out of warranty, and yes, I know it's not a service part, but I'll cop that. I won't be that customer. I've been there. I've dealt with people, on the other end of that. I know. Engine light came on just before they were going to return it. Came back on. I said, "Oh no, we haven't fixed it. Just keep on the courtesy the loan car we're giving you." Okay, 3 weeks they had it. Now I think part of that was them waiting on parts to arrive.
Yep.
Get it back on the Wednesday. Wife doesn't really drive it on the Thursday. Starts it on the Friday. Sends me a photo. Look what's come on. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. All right, ring up the guy. I'm like, mate, I hate making this phone call, but engine light's back on. He goes, oh, look, can she just bring it in? When can she bring it in? I said, well, she's actually in Mornington having lunch. And he goes, oh, just bring it in. He goes, we'll have a look at it straight away. So took it in. She's waiting around. They cleared the code. He goes, oh, yeah, it was an error. That said it was an oxygen sensor. We've checked the oxygen sensor. Nothing wrong with it. Cleared the code. Drive it over the weekend. Let me know how you go. Wife rings me up and tells me this. And I just started laughing. I go, in 20 plus years of automotive industry experience, never, and I fucking mean never, has that worked. Ever. Spoke to one of the guys the other day at work. It's like, I go, have you ever heard of this working before? And he goes, no. So I'm not the only idiot who goes, no, never seen that happen. So yeah, it'll be, and then today, ta-da, lights back on. And after I picked it up when they cleared the light, I said to Amelia, I started it the next day, I'm like, it'll be back. I was a day out. I said it was going to be yesterday. Yeah. And it's back on today. So I was a day out. And so, yeah, so tomorrow she's got to go to 1:30. So tomorrow I'll be having the nice conversation, a bit of a harsher conversation going, mate, you've had a fair crack at this now. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow. My wife needs a car. You give back to me one more time with an engine light, I'll be having some harsh words with Mercedes. Because, not playing that game. And I know for a fact when an engine light starts coming on, it becomes what I call swap gnostics. In other words, you just swap parts out until you hopefully get the right one, and it fixes it. And I'll not play that game. Because I've seen that game just not get anywhere. Because if it ends up being some sort of complex wiring issue, good luck with that. You're never going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my first line. Say, can I just say, when you told my wife this and she told me this, my response to you, my friend, is this. In 20 years of me, 20 plus years in the auto industry, I've never seen that work. In fact, I've seen people win lotto before that happens. And guess what? I've seen some people win lotto. I've never seen anyone have that work. Should tell you something. And I think he'll know. I think he'll go, yeah, I know. We just thought we'd give it a go. Yep, I'm going to give you the car back one more time. After that, I don't want it back. If it throws an engine light, there'll be words with Mercedes. And I happen to know someone there who will be getting a message tomorrow through LinkedIn going, hi, here's a story for you. if I get the car back, there's gonna be I'm gonna be fucking pissed. 'Cause it's not a cheap car. Yes, it's 6 years old, but you know what? It's got shit all kilometers on it, and I've done a full servicing through the dealership. No, not playing this game. I'm not playing swap gnostics. Get someone. If the dealer can't fix it, I want someone to go out there and fix it. I don't give a shit. Go pick it up from Mornington and take it back to Mulgrave and Mercedes head office and fix the damn thing. I couldn't care less what you do, but if I get it back and an engine light comes on, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. That's when I'm gonna use all my years of experience as in that customer service area for Evil, and I've done it before, and it's spectacular.
Yes.
Telstra's felt the wrath of that when someone decided they weren't going to listen and they were just going to talk. But anyway, enough about bad products. That's why I say to people, especially with PC parts, make sure, pay a little bit more, get some quality.
Yep.
Make sure it lasts a bit longer. And if it doesn't, make sure you tell the manufacturer and make sure they replace it and look after you. Now, next, crypto update. How's crypto going, mate? Have you watched it at all? Or...
I've been having a brief look at it, and just switching screens now so people can see. So if you're looking at the CoinDash at CoinSpot, it's a good spot. Yeah, if you're looking to buy some crypto, better check out CoinSpot. Follow that link there, and Bitcoin's sitting around 86,000 at the moment. I think Ethereum's just over $6,000. Polygon's $2.64. But the big movers have been like the Sandbox and Decentraland. Ever since Facebook come out about their metaverse, I think heading over to here. In the last 7 days, when Facebook came out with it last week, Sandbox has gone up 237%. Decentraland's gone up 300%. I think Starlink. I'm not sure what Starlink does, but Decentraland's got its own one. Sandbox has got its own one. There's Starlink that's gone up 212%. There's Sononium Space Cubes that's gone up 591%. And they're probably there's Arcona. It's ranked 859. That's gone up 1,494%. So if you put $10 into that, you'd be sitting at $140 down or something. That's about
That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that is that to me that metaverse is I think we do discuss it a little bit on that NFT stream we do on a Thursday. So come and join us at Hype ECA guys for our NFT stream on a Thursday. And
might be a bit later this week. The wife needs a computer. She's gone back to uni to doing some bachelor's in some childcare stuff, or I think bachelor's in maybe become a primary school teacher. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm hoping she should be done by just after 8 or something. So we'll see.
Look, if it's a little bit later than 8:30, mate, so be it.
Yeah, I've got all the races teed up, everything. But
Are you trying to suggest your missus needs her own computer?
Oh, she does, but like, I do have enough spare computers lying around.
I was gonna say, Iggy, you are not telling me you've got enough computers. You're not telling me
but
that.
I think it's a Zoom call, and I don't really have any laptops. So she's sort of all the computers are in this room or in the shed. So I don't think she really wants to sit in the shed or sit in here with me while I do the show if she's on the Zoom call.
She confiscates one of the kids' iPads.
She's got her own iPad, but she didn't want to do it. She's got to do it on computer apparently. So,
okay. Oh, might be time for her to get her a cheap laptop.
Yeah.
No, well, if she's going to do uni and she needs either that or set her up a computer with a. She might need to get another camera.
Yeah. Well, I could probably set up a PC in the bedroom, and she could sit in bed. Well, I don't know how well she'd do that. Sit in bed and be able to do it that way. Give her a wireless keyboard and mouse, but
you'd probably almost go down the laptop route if she's going to do it in bed. You wouldn't want a PC in your bedroom. I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, I just hate buying laptops because they're just sort of you buy them and then in 3 years' time they're outdated and they're hard to sell, aren't they? Or
Yeah, they're not crash hard to sell. Look, I think it all depends on, you know what, buy a used one. Buy one that's, like buy one that's maybe a year or two old. Or, you know, or look out for a one on special and just maybe just go, you know what, I'm going to buy you a $2,000 laptop, but you're not going to need your iPad anymore. So if
yeah,
that craps itself, you know what, don't worry about replacing it. At least you'll have the laptop there.
yeah,
That's the other way to look at it. Or change, yeah, that's the way I'd go. Like my missus went for that iPad Pro, but that's because that's what she likes. Like if your missus is the same, then it might be worth getting her an iPad with a keyboard and a
it
mouse.
is.
And
That is good for Haley. Taylor's just come up in chat. Is that engine making some big moves? It is making some big moves.
mm,
I think they're looking at making a metaverse. Well, I think they were sort of joined in with Minecraft, but I don't know what happened there.
yeah, it's really interesting what our mates at Facebook have done. But yeah, it's also interesting some of the commentary coming out from some of their whistleblowers going, it just shows you they're not interested in. The biggest danger, on a very serious note, I will say, with metaverse that has me genuinely concerned. When you take
That's just like suns out, guns out.
yeah, is the fact on a serious note is user safety, like how safe it's going to be for kids, how safe it's going to be even for just generally, sometimes even adults. Um, yeah, like what's posted there, who's monitoring it, who's got access to it, how, like, yeah, like, do you want a metaverse where there's private rooms where shit can be shown that shouldn't be shown? Things like
Yeah,
pedophilia and bestiality and fucking beheadings of people. Yeah, like all sorts of unsavory videos.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I've been looking at Decentraland lately, and it's looking pretty good. Like it's got like it's sort of worked it out in the area. Like when we went into crypto voxels the other night, it was sort of all over the place. Like this was
mm,
doing one thing, that was doing another thing.
mm,
But Decentraland sort of rolled it around into like areas. Like there's one with like the game, like the Vegas part. Let's see if I can get it up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, put it up in share your screen if you want, because that'll be interesting to show. But yeah, I think the one that does the very organized, like you said, it does it in areas. Like if you're interested in gaming, it's got a gaming area. If you're interested in skydiving, it's got a skydiving area. If you're interested in food, it's got a food area. You're interested in movies, it's got a movie area. Like that's where you could launch. Like the next thing could be that's part of your launch. That's why if you launch a movie, you could launch a movie, launch it within something like Decentraland.
Yeah, see here you'll find land in 5 districts. There's the Crypto Valley, Dragon City,
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum City, Vegas City, Fashion City, and District X. And
And
then
more.
there's like GDA Dragon Estates. I'm not sure what they are. Or Global Digital Assets, GDA Assets Estates, Crypto Valley, University Connected District Parcel. So there might be like a bunch of universities there.
Yep, trying to get you to do their courses,
Yeah,
advertising.
Plaza Estate. I don't know what's Ethereum. You know what Ethereum is?
Don't know what that is. Let's have a quick look. What was it?
Yeah, they've got Fashion Street, Conference Connected Parcel, Anarchy International, Large Genesis Plaza.
How'd you
This is
spell
like
that Ethereum again?
let's go back to page 1, previous. It is Aetherean.
Aetherean. Here we go.
Ethereum meeting. Hmm.
Looks like it's some sort of game.
Yep.
Like Minecraft. Always looks like Minecraft. Ethereum. Oh, here we go. Ethereum. Yeah, it looks like it's digital track includes it's streaming via Bandcamp app plus high quality. It looks like it's some sort of game engine almost.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Etheria. There you go. Oh no, that's the goddess. Etheria. Ethereum.
Harley, thanks for the like. Hope you're watching the show. How are we tonight?
Hey, yeah, I saw Harley popped up on Facebook. He had a
Yeah, it's
pretty
dress ups.
yeah, he had a pretty good Halloween costume. It was very good, man. It was like
I'm not big on Marvel and like comic books and stuff like that. Did you know what he was dressed up as?
uh
I have seen it
I
before,
did.
but I can't remember what it is.
Let me get my Facebook up. Yes, Harley did have
But that was a quick look into
yeah, into the metaverse. Yeah, so I mean, the metaverse. Oh, look, I think there's a lot of potential. Interestingly, I watched with my wife actually, which surprised me a little bit, and she quite enjoyed it as well. Was she Free Guy with our mates? Oh, Vision. That's who he is. Vision and Scarlet Witch. They were because I knew. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I know who. You were right. They were Marvel characters. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. They're pretty cool costumes.
They are.
Like that's a good effort. Very good effort. He's got one of my favorite characters as a Game of Thrones, which was the what was her name? She played she was the female knight. She was the kick-ass character.
Ah, yeah. The blonde one with short hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she looked after.
Yeah, the Lannister brother.
Yeah, and then she looked after Sansa for ages. Yeah,
That's right, Sansa, and then she also
lady of I can't remember, lady of something she was. It was a lady. I remember that. Arya Stark was my favorite. I thought she was like when she first started fighting with the needle and stuff, and then she went all around the fucking.
A lot of people were really pissed off in Game of Thrones that she killed the 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 Night King.
Yeah,
I was not. I went epic. Like that was cool. Like
yeah,
that was
awesome. Like I thought it was coming. Like, come on, Ara. Like,
just the way she just drops the knife and then picks it up and kills him, and everyone's like, "Oh, as if you wouldn't have seen that coming." I'm like, no. You got to remember, she was trained as a master assassin.
Yep.
So no, he might not have, because I think everyone expected that Jon Snow would kill him.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really cool twist to let Arya do it.
Yeah. And I thought, like, coming to the end, I hadn't seen her for ages in the show. I knew she was coming. She's going to do something cool. But she had to. Have you seen the new one? The when they're the Dawn of the Dragons, or the Valerians, whatever they are.
Yes, yeah, because it's a couple of 100 years before the Great War. It's actually, I think, the previous war. So I think it's meant to lead up to the Mad King. and the Mad
Oh
King
no,
being.
oh no, Taz is like, wait, what? We are in the last season now?
Oh, Taz. Oh my god.
But
Shit, brother, I
it's
didn't realize you hadn't seen it.
nah.
I
It's
won't
it's
say any more. I won't say any
nah.
more. But
It's his own fault. He should have been up with it. That ended fucking 4 years ago.
I know. I'm like, jeez, Louise.
He's like, haha, jokes, fellas.
Oh, you bastard. We hate you. Because yeah, like it. I just thought. Look, in the end, like everyone going, oh, how Daenerys Targaryen went nuts, and oh, that's bullshit. And I'm like, no, you watch what she's gone through, right? And all the trials, all the tribulations. And then in that last moment, she fucking snaps when her the light that what she just had
It was
one.
good, Taz. You got us.
She did get us. That last, it was just that last straw when her servant girl got killed, that just made her go, I'm just gonna burn this shit down. I've fucking had it. You people have fucking cost me so much. My dignity, like she's had to fight for everything. She's had to be smarter than everyone. First, she had to kill her brother. Then, the husband that she thought she hated, actually loved, ends up dying. Then the Dothraki were gonna, oh yeah, we're gonna have your way with her. And she's like, no, you aren't. And then she's attacked cities. And then she's kept trying to do the right thing, and kept losing people and people betraying her and the wrong thing happening to her. And I mean, that final moment when Cersei kills her maiden, that was the snap moment. And I got it, but a lot of people are like, nah, it's bullshit. It was sudden. It's this, it's that. And it's like, I don't agree. I think the storytelling wasn't that bad. I liked how the Hound killed his brother, the Mountain. I thought that was cool, but I did not like how Cersei and Jaime Lannister died. I thought that was a real fucking cop out. How the whole thing just collapsed and kills us.
Yeah.
Kills them. You're like, are you shitting me? And I didn't like that Bran Stark was the one to sit on the throne. I'm like, nah.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't a fan of that.
The girl's name, do you remember? It was Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth, that's the one. She's a great actress.
Yeah,
she's a great actress. That's because the other one I really liked was Tyrion Lannister. I thought was a really complicated character, like really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going off topic. But
was that played by Peter Dinklage, the little little man? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like on the site when they did the site was like Peter Dinklage. They made a video of the Game of Thrones intro.
Yeah, and
all they did was say his name. Peter Dinklage.
But he's really talented though. Have you seen he did a Doritos ad, and it was piss funny. It was hilarious. And you're just like, wow, like you are good. But yeah, so now
Reggie's PC. We've gone a bit off track.
Yeah. So next topic I wanted to talk about was we do have an upcoming build for our mate, the Big Thicky, which we started on Saturday.
Yep.
And then about 10 minutes in, we convinced him to upgrade the motherboard, the power supply, and the RAM. And he's like, let's do it. So the only thing he hasn't upgraded is his graphics card. But
yeah.
So interestingly enough, just very quick, just touch on that. So I didn't like that we didn't see Daenerys' boobs anymore. I don't think anyone did, Taz. Everyone was disappointed. Perhaps maybe just not Emilia Clarke. It would have been quite happy not to show them. Because that's not why she acts. I'm sure that's not what she was all about. But yeah, so going back to Big Thicky. So Big Thicky had a B450 Pro Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard. Very nice board. But he bought my 3900X. He bought a Deep Castle 360mm AIO cooler, all-in-one cooler, and he bought a case. And we were going to use all these other bits, which was 16 gig of RAM, a 2060 graphics card. I think he had a 1 terabyte NVMe drive and
Welcome back, Taz. Thanks for the like. It's switching between your chat and my chat.
You see? Ah, that's all right, mate. You can switch between both. And so yeah, and we were just kind of talking as I was just sort of unplugging stuff to because we were going to remove the cooler and then we're going to remove the motherboard and move it across. And I'm like, this, and I think you and I just started saying, and I noticed like his power supply is 550, and I'm like, when you've got the money, you can upgrade, your power supply. You'll probably get a bit more RAM, your graphics card, and you probably want to get a nicer motherboard. Just that nothing wrong with this one, but you probably want a bit more powerful of a motherboard.
Yeah,
You're just like,
Taz is like hard. It's hard on the phone. Must be switching between the two.
no.
What do you find easier to use, Twitch or Facebook, on your phone?
Mm.
But yeah, speaking of Roti's motherboard, before I was interrupted, just sorry.
That's all right, mate. So you turn around. So he then suddenly went, well, how much is that going to cost? It's a couple of $100. I'm happy to do it today. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, let's have a look. And we did some quick shopping on our favourite little store, Centrecom. And we went down there. So rock up, right? I'm like, yeah, we can grab that. Grab that power supply off the shelf, but we need to go up the front for the motherboard and the RAM. And my mate's at the g'day, mate. How you going, Dean? Haven't seen you for a while. I'm like, yeah, it's been ages since, thanks to COVID. He goes, nice to see you back in here. Roach is sitting there trying not to crack up laughing because he's going, no, it's mofo by name. That's how often he comes. He's like, yep, we're in the right place. So we did. We got him a decent deal on it, and so for a couple $100, he ends up upgrading. And we ended up even actually grabbing him a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Yep.
Then sadly today I look on their website. They actually had a bloody slightly cheaper one.
Oh.
Than that.
So Taz is like nerd alert.
Yeah, nerd alert. Yeah. Yeah. I think they have a Dean alert when I walk through. Here you come. Cha-ching. Yeah, I think it goes something like cha-ching, cha-ching. Because they know money's coming their way. That's guaranteed. So because I don't go in there unless I'm spending money. I don't go browsing. And I was saying to Rochi after I left, I said I really needed to leave there because I was so tempted to buy some shit. I'm like, I really was going to get killed if I did. So,
That's like nerd is a thing it's an in thing these days.
It is very much so.
Yep.
Very much so. Yeah, and by the way, Taz, hurry up, get a PC. We want to build it. We want content. Come on.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to wait a year. He's wait until he gets into his new house.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Hopefully, it's not too far away.
Yeah, but we'll just buy you a cheap graphics card, and you can get GeForce Now.
Exactly, mate. But coming on Big Thicky's thing, so he has ended up so he's going to go from a 3600 to a 3900X. He's actually not going to know himself. Like, he's just going to click on, and he's going from 16 gig of RAM to 32 gig of RAM. I guarantee once we get that thing like up and running, which it's not that far away, bang! Like, to him, it's going to be shatteringly different because he's just going to click on shit and it works. Things not going to stutter. The only bottleneck he's got at the moment is the 2060, and that's only if he's going to play really high-end stuff. But he was saying, 6 months' time, he's probably going to be ready to upgrade his graphics card. So by that stage, it'll be interesting. I've got a funny feeling he might just turn around and just build a whole brand new system.
Yep.
And just go, I'll just sell this one as well. Let's just build a whole new one, boys. So I don't know. Look, if he does that, that's cool. But the thing is, even if he doesn't, like, realistically, he doesn't have to. Like, he wouldn't have to start from scratch. Like, he'll just get his motherboard. He'd probably get a nicer case, maybe something nicer than what. I mean, the case I gave him was great for airflow, so he's not gonna. He might want something with a bit more room in it. he might want to, like if he wants a 3090, I don't know. I don't know. It should fit in that case.
Yeah.
Should fit in that case. But look, there's nothing wrong with that case. Like that, it'll be fine. But if he wants a nicer case, he might just go, oh shit, I want a cool looking case like who's the guy that we played Valheim with? Kelso. Like he went and bought that helicopter attack case.
Yeah. Yep.
From Cougar, and we were like, what the hell? And like he managed to make he loved it. He put it together and it looked really cool. So no, each their own. But
yep.
yeah, from that perspective. So, but the thing is, if he does decide to upgrade and says, oh look, I want to upgrade. What can I do to make this better? Reality is, I don't think he would. 39 to 5900X, he's just not going to notice the difference. Look, I went to the 5950X. I'm running that now on what we're streaming on. I've noticed, like, I've gamed on it a bit. You just, on a day-to-day usage, you just don't notice the difference.
No.
You just don't. You just don't. I mean, where is it? Have I got that? Yeah, I do. Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Here we go. All right, I'm just doing hardware monitor just to see what we're doing with resources as far as that. So this is running at 4.5, so 4.5 megahertz.
Yeah.
His one, the 3900, will do 4.2 comfortably. I won't do the difference between 4.2 and 4.5 is not even, it's a nothing burger. But I'm just like at the moment, utilization processor, I'm using 6% of the processor on the 5950X. Like using so little of it. Like, and this thing's just a behemoth. I honestly do not think the 5950X, I would need to upgrade that for the next minimum 5 years. There would have to be some massive improvements for me to go, oh yeah, I want to get it. Oh yeah, okay, I can see the benefit for me. And the improvement wouldn't need to be in the hardware. It'd have to be games demanding it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we will. I don't think we will see that.
Good night, Taz.
Night, Taz.
Enjoy your sleep.
Thanks for watching, mate. Really appreciate it, brother.
By.
Absolutely. So, and what are we sitting on temperature wise? Yeah, temps. Where are you? Temperatures? A very nice, cool, comfortable 47 degrees on the 5950X with the 360 mil AIO, and the fans are like, barely spinning. So happy days. So yep, we're hoping to bring up some more stuff to you. Sorry, wife's saying I'm a bit loud at the moment, so I need to try and lower my voice. But yeah, we'll once we finish that, we'll put some stuff up on Insta and Facebook and our Twitter page just to have a look.
Yep.
One PC bargain part at the moment that I saw, which was on Amazon. Sorry for the long link, guys. You'll see it in the face, even in the YouTube description. Unfortunately, I got the bad news, Eggy. Got told no more Amazon associates. You don't buy enough stuff, so mine got pulled. It is what it is. I think until flipping spuds grows big enough, it's probably not worth trying that again, because I imagine you'd only have a limited amount of goes before they go, mate, stop trying to do this. You clearly haven't got enough.
Well, do you know how many you need to get?
I think it's a couple a month you need to be selling.
Yep.
Before they'll not boot you off. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. But I did put it in because it's $120 for a 360 mil AAO. It's a deep cool 360 millimeter Gamax. It's an LED one.
I do like all the deep cool stuff. Like I've got deep cool fans of mine, and I took mine, but I just don't think the 360 won't fit in there. I don't reckon.
Is that in your small case?
Yeah. Yep.
It won't fit. Not a hope
Nah.
in hell.
The 240 will fit up the top, I reckon. There's a bit
Two
of room
foot,
in there.
What's yours? The Evolve X. Was it the Fantex? Evolve
Yep.
X. It's the Micro ATX one. That's the one.
Yep, that's the one.
Micro ATX. Here we go. Theoretically, it says it's water cooling ready.
But yeah, the deep cooled DPH12 RF GL360 GAMX.
It reckons. It reckons.
Anti-leaks.
It claims you could do a 360 up the front.
I just don't think there's enough
It's
room.
yeah, it's got a star next to it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose I could undo that little
Oh,
part there.
yeah, so you would need to take out the 3.5-inch hard drives.
Yeah.
Cage. You need to take that cage out. And then you
Yeah.
can do a 360. Or you can do a 280 without any dramas.
Still think the fans would hit if I put the fans behind it. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, it says you can do up to a 280 on the top.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nice 240 fit up there, nice. So I got the two 120 fans up there already, sucking out the air and blowing them up.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. But it's a terrible page for the spec for this. No, it's Newegg. No, that's not it. Yeah, it looks like only Newegg have got them, which is interesting. Yeah, because you can get micro and then you got mini. Is it mini ITX or micro ATX?
Micro ATX.
Micro ATX, thank you. Yeah, looks like at the moment, looks like I'm the only ones who are selling that. Are our mates over at... No, that's the Volvex. Yeah, the Volvex is still selling, but the... Oh, yeah, here we go. Ah, there you go. Our mates over at... That's what this is. Yeah, very well reviewed.
Yeah, good case. I like the case. I like the look of it. Like from the front, it's stealth looking, just dark with like
Mm-hmm.
you just see the lights sort of shining out of it, and then from the side you can see
Yeah,
the RGB. Yeah.
yeah, it's got like that little bit of a little strip at the front with RGB on it, and that's it.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
it's not.
and like because I got the RGB fans behind
Mhm.
the case, you can sort of see them popping out.
Oh, out at the little side cutouts.
Yeah, yep. And like around it, so it's a bit stealth looking.
Mm. No, it's like I said, I think it's a great case. Personally, look, if I was going to build another, like another like that small of a system, I would, like I said, I mean, yeah, that's a good system.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. But the only problem was it could only fit certain site. Like you couldn't put a 3080 in that. Like it'd be maybe.
Yeah, no, I doubt it. Especially if I put the fans at the front or the
Hmm.
water cooling at the front. Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of room. Yeah, a nice compact 1660 in there. Nice, nice compact little machine.
Here we go. Specs. Oh, yeah, no, their website, no, very clearly says front. Here we go. Front cooling. Yeah, up to 280, it says.
Yep.
On the top. The front, it says, well, 240. So that's interesting because I knew it suggested you could do 280.
Yeah, yeah. Like on the front, you could do a 240. Yeah, because there's two fans clear from the top to bottom.
Mm,
Just at the bottom fan. Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah, but that was really the only bargain, so to speak,
yeah, yeah,
that we saw. Now, moving on to our last topic, and I'm going to apologise to everyone. We were going to draw the Battlefield 2042 slash COD Vanguard winner. We're going to put it off a day, guys, just because Eggy and I really want to make sure that we give it away to someone who actually lives in Australia, because we've noticed that with the retweets and the follows, there's quite a few people who've entered. They've entered from overseas.
yep,
But we've got so we want to make sure we give it to someone in the community in Australia, not because we want to exclude people from overseas, but we very clearly said at the start in the rules, you must be an Australian resident, because I can't, like, I'm not going to buy a key for Battlefield or something for Europe and then it doesn't work. I'm just not getting no too hard.
yep. Or go to buy a game or something and send it to the wrong place. Or
Yeah. All of a sudden, this person goes, "Oh, I'm here," and you send it to them. Say, "Oh, yeah, that's a key for Europe," and they go, "Oh no, you have to buy it for some other region," and it's
yep,
like, no. So we're not going to do that. So we will sort it out, and we will announce the winner on Facebook and Twitter. So again, I'll sort that out tomorrow though, 100%,
yep,
and we'll announce that, and we might even do a quick live stream just to announce the winner tomorrow night. Maybe just a quick 10-minute one, just to say, hey
yep,
guys, we've sorted it. This is who the winner is. Congratulations. DM us, and we'll send you the key details.
yep.
But besides that, mate, that's it. I'm done.
I'm done too. Thanks everyone for dropping by. Is there anyone you want to raid? Being on Twitch?
Ah, sure. Let's go and have a look. Who can we raid? Noise on. How about we raid him?
May as well.
Let's go and raid him. Start raid. 2 viewers are ready to raid. And right now, let's go. So can I end the stream?
Yeah,
Yep.
in
All
the stream.
right.
Thanks again, everyone, for dropping by.
And take care, everyone.
Can't hear him anymore. Oh, yep.